Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to identify your emotions, and not only to identify, but to manage your emotions and the emotions of others. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Hear My Heart. This is something that I learned in a customer service course that I took, and I want to share my real world or real life experience of this. So the story goes like this. Your boy was on his way to organize his fasteners. We're talking about me, I'm your boy. While going up the stairs, I saw a customer, and this guy was tripping. He was like mad tripping on like the organization of the fasteners. He was like saying to himself that the way how it's organized, he can't find what he is looking for. I know very strongly, my peeps, while this guy is complaining about the fasteners, that's my area and that's where I organize. So if he's complaining about that, then that means he's complaining about my work. So I'm here standing up like I'm doing something else, and this guy is going on and on. And you know what your boy did? I already put him on my worst customers list in my mind. Like, I already have this guy like one of the worst customers that I've ever had to deal with. Yeah, I'm a Christian. It rubbed your boy wrong, and I live a real life. I make mistakes too, man. So let's look at this intelligently as we focus on emotional intelligence. On my part, that was a bad handling of what this man might have been going through. I already placed him at the top of my worst customers list, and I don't even know the guy. Now that right there is bad emotional intelligence. Now let's move on to the second part of this story, because this is where it hit me how important it is to have emotional intelligence. A month later, this same man needed some assistance with the cutting and measuring of rope for the repairing of his sails. So of course, don't act like you're better than me, but I'm just trying to be real. Of course, in my mind, I'm already expecting bad attitude and a whole bunch of complaining. I'm literally expecting the same horrible experience. But, and this is a big but, while I'm wrapping this man's rope and preparing his ticket so that he can go to the cashier, when I turned back, it was the same man. He was literally rolling back the rope for me on the spool, and it shocked me because people don't do that. And I think that it's a beautiful gesture just to, help or to be helpful. Peeps, it blew my mind that the same person that's on the top of my most horrible customers list was the one that was helping me. And he was doing it with joy, man, like all smiles. Even when I gave him the rope, this man is like, thank you, and big smiles. And it's like, where did this guy become so nice? You see where I'm going with this, hearts? I already stamped the man as a horrible person, but in true essence, the guy was really a nice guy. Emotional intelligence, I think that it's greatly needed in all parts of our lives, not just customer service. This thing can be effective at work, at schools, in your homes, in your marriages, in church. Let's examine a little deeper into my experience. Maybe the day with the fasteners, he might have woke up on the wrong side of the bed, maybe the iron wasn't working. His wife must have pissed him off, and he decided to take it out on my fasteners. Who knows? He might have been going through something emotionally, but deep down in this man's core, he's a nice person. If I had applied emotional intelligence, of course, I would have never put that man on top of my worst customers list. Bad Jason, man. Bad Jason, bro. I say bad Jason, man. Bad Jason. Very bad, Jason. Very bad. I should have understood that this man was having a bad day and I should have just left it right there. That would have been great emotional intelligence. In this life, I'm encouraging you, you gotta learn to identify your emotions and manage your emotions, because it wasn't just his emotions, but because of his emotions, then I got into my emotions. So I had to identify that I was tripping, and I had to know that I needed to manage it, and obviously to also manage this man's emotions. So we gotta identify our emotions and manage our emotions and manage the emotions of others. That's powerful, man. Listen, sometimes people like literally lash out on us, and what we do, we totally cut them off. Yeah, this is for all my cut off people out there. Sometimes that person that you're ready to cut off, they might have just been going through something that day emotionally. That's like my wife. Sometimes I just gotta like leave her alone. Like when she's in her zone, emotional zone, I gotta like just leave her alone. And it's amazing because later on she just comes back to herself. Praise the Lord for those who come back to themselves. And me leaving my wife alone, and I'm not saying that I've perfected this because I need to perfect it, but me leaving my wife alone, that alone avoids the back and forth arguments. You know about them back and forth arguments, right? Sometimes you just gotta leave people alone and just let them catch themselves. Emotional intelligence. And I'm not gonna be like the hypocrite and say that I don't lash out on people. I know there's sometimes when I do lash out on people, but I'm also encouraging us that when we now catch ourselves and we calm down and our brains get back in order, it's always good to go back to these people and let them know that I'm sorry, I just had like a bad day and you caught me on that bad day. You were around on that bad day. So it's good to do that. That's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is that it's very good when people can know when you are in a low place emotionally and just understand that you're having a bad day or you're having an off day. It's a good thing. It works both ways. Sometimes people just want to vent, or sometimes people just want someone to listen to what they have to say. And of course, if they're hurting or if they're angry, how do we expect it to come out? The dude or the dudette is angry. Let's be real, people. As I said, sometimes people just need to listen or just listen to what people has to say, or them just trying to reach out to someone. They don't need you to open up the Bible and stick it down their throat, man. Sometimes it's just good to just listen and let someone be able to free themselves. I'm sorry that they gotta vomit that stuff all over you, but I think that's what a good friend is. You're literally causing that person to be healed. Emotional intelligence, bro. Don't judge. You gotta understand that people has low days and days where they're not at that place. We all are like this. Let's not be hypocrites. I always say, even Jesus, when Jesus walked in the synagogue or the tabernacle or the church, and people was marketing and selling stuff, the Bible said he was getting on bad. He started flipping tables and chasing them out. We all get like this sometimes. It didn't look nice, but he was angry. And I appreciate that the Bible lets us see that part, or made us see that part of him. So when people have their off days and they're in their lows, let's step our game up in emotional intelligence and give these people their space. Or I hope that someone will now give us our space to recalibrate and get ourselves back to that beautiful person, man or woman that you are. Peace. Hey, check out this video that I recently posted, and check out this video that YouTube thinks that you should watch. Peace.